Something that you have to be doing this season is carrying the scoped AR. Also, you also need to be carrying the Void. As you can see here, Mongrel, Mr. Savage, and Panzer are all carrying the Void. It's either that or a sword, but in my opinion, I think for trios, the Void is best. I know there's been things and reasons why people saying the sword are better, but I'll delve into that in different videos. But in my opinion, I think either are great, but I would choose the Void. And what you want to see here is why the scope DR, as I mentioned 2 seconds ago, why the scope DR is so important. Here, Panzer's in a good position, they pull zone, they don't have to rotate. So then now they're an opportunity in their metal box. Make sure you realize that metal. They're not being greedy, they're not using brick. Use metal, guys, when you're in this situation in zone to guarantee you'll be safe. So here with their scope DR, which they're broken, all you have to do is see where they're broken, especially with hit scan now. I like this peek they're taking. Not many people have an angle on them. Then what's important here, as you saw, this wall. I think this is Mr. Savage. Mr. Savage places this wall when he's looking out here, because if he opens anything here and Panzer is not aware, someone, maybe if they build up or if there's someone with an angle there, even though there might not be, they'll be able to laser Panzer here. And this has happened to too many teams. I've seen it happen way too often. Also look, they are in a great position. They're also in elevation and they have great sight lines towards all these people. But now let's see why the scope DR came in so handy for Panzer. Let's go back to gameplay. I'm going to slow it down and let's see how exactly he gets this kill. I like this pyramid with the window. He sees two people, he decides to shoot the person medkitting because they're likely to be weaker and allows for him to get an easy elimination. So guys, make sure you're carrying the scope DR and you'll see soon during this end game when they're rotating, when the Void is so useful. Here, they're about to rotate with the Void, and Mr. Savage, I guess all of them, they do really smart. See, people sometimes have died in these end games by just panic and voiding in the open. If you do that, you're going to get lasered. So what Mr. Savage does, now look at him for this, is genius. So in their metal box, he resets this cone, or does he? But either way, first of all, crucial, he scouts. But then what I really like is the way he edits it like this. Because he edits like this, you know, if he edited a wall, people could shoot him. But no one has sights on him here. This team on high ground, let me see if they have sights. They could possibly maybe get tags on the two teams here. Well, not right now, but if they just stay there for too long. But they definitely don't have an angle on Mr. Savage because he's close enough to this wall. And when Panzer Mongrel come to Void, I imagine they'll come this close as well. And all they have to do is look up through this angle, and that basically is the most efficient way to use the Void anyway. Because if you shoot too high up, it won't go as far as you want. If you shoot too low, same thing again. So doing that allows you to have it at the right angle and to be safe. So it's easy for Panzer, Mr. Savage, and Mongrel to do this rotate without taking any damage at all. And that is why I love this Void thing, and I think it's better than the sword. It's because you can't do rotates like that with the sword. Yes, there is like the phase tricks and things that allow you to go fast with the sword, but you're still likely to get shot for a lot of damage. There, it was impossible for Mongrel, Panzer, and Mr. Savage to get shot. And now they're in a great position to build up on height in zone and make better plays from this position that I'm going to look at and teach you how perfectly to play this endgame, because let me tell you, there's a lot to learn. Here Panzer is waiting for a zone to pull to make his decision, and when he does see the opportunity at this base over here on height, he goes for it. Because one, if another team gets this high position and it does actually pull over to them, they're fucked. And two, now he has a different angle that he can pressure with his two teammates, Mongrel and Panzer. I actually want to see here after he stops aiming, where did it pull? So it did pull towards more Mongrel and Mr. Savage. This was still a good precaution to take. Sometimes guys, if you have a worry or a caution with how the endgame is going, just listen to it. If you're worried that some team is going to pre-edit you and jump in your box, be aware for it. Don't just throw away that the caution thought. I wouldn't say it's worry, I would say it's more of a, oh, this bad thing could happen because it's happened before in the other Fortnite games, we should be aware of it. It's not like anxiety, it's just logical thinking when it comes to in Fortnite. So don't ignore it and be aware of it, and maybe even listen. Here now, Panzer, he's on backside, but guess what? It doesn't matter because he has Divide and he already had it placed on this base. In a second he gets shot, no worries at all, he can just use Divide. Here Panzer has great awareness, he can see teams holding these people in star, but he also sees a potential angle he can get on them. Ryazki, I guess is his name, goes one step too forward. I think I see what's about to happen with the new ARs. Didn't actually die, that's quite surprising. Because the ARs absolutely beam. But still it was great awareness by Panzer to do that little rotate and have the right hand peek the stairs. Cringe doesn't even have shield here. And this is what I mentioned before, is when you fight out in the open, you're likely to get beamed with that, but Cringe is obviously in a desperate situation, so there's not much he can do. Again, you know, it's trios, so if you're wondering like how are they getting away with so much mats, it's trios. Every team on hide is literally using all the mats they have because three players are able to replenish the mats quicker because they just have 3 times the mats compared to duos, whereas 2 times. He does get a kill there, I think he died to Storm, and there was one of the guys he shot earlier. Panzer did a great job at getting lots of kills in this endgame because of what he's doing right now. He's having great awareness, just looking at any opponents he can chip damage off. And if you just get lucky enough, if they die to Storm, but then he gets a kill for the team. And kills did matter because this was in the points. They needed points. It wasn't the finals where they only needed to win, which we will look at later in the video. We'll look at their final win. Yes, Mongrel and Mr. Savage won a game. Absolutely insane. We will look at that. Alright, let's actually switch perspective here. Actually, no, we won't because Panzer gets a kill very soon. I'm going to skip ahead. The high chance is just being on hide, spraying down smartly. And again, you're seeing here, they're using all their mats. They're not afraid. And you shouldn't be afraid to use your mats in trios. Okay. If you're wondering what he did there, he basically shot down the Void because if they get shot out, once he starts falling, he'll just teleport to that location he threw down the Void and not die to fall damage. Other teams have been placing their Voids actually on the high ground. And yeah, it can work, but I would say it maybe is more of a risky play. And if a team is trying to take height off of you, there's a high likelihood that that team's already stacked. So you should probably just, if you can't fight it off from the first place, you should probably just give it up and go to play low ground. I do think that is the best play. Yeah, but it's just so connected. I really like this in trios, the fact that, you know, I think there's a lot more tactic in trios than duos because of just all the different plays that you can do. Like the fact that teams are actually winning from low ground now is so nice to see. The fact that it's not just if you get height you win, but it definitely is if you can play it well and you can pressure the right opponents that they can't come up to you, playing height is definitely still viable. Wow, Arcadius got absolutely destroyed there. These ARs, guys, you have to carry them. You're insane. Don't carry SMGs. If you're playing trios, everyone should carry this AR. And even for like controller players, this AR is a lot better for controller players because it's easier to see, there's no bloom, and it's easier to aim because the scope. And yeah, I think it's just everyone knows how good it is then. Alright, 17 players alive, still a lot of players, but let's see. I want to actually switch perspective now because I think Mongrel actually, Mr. Savage. Let me give him Savage. Let's watch from Mr. Savage's perspective and see how they get this win. Oh yeah, I wasn't clicking play. I was wondering why I was paused there for a second. And it's just simple enough. Tarping along. There is a few teams that are chilling here, like that trio down there on no ground. Solary, Kurumu, Distrute, they're still full shield. They're definitely a threat. And Mr. Savage's team could have bottled this win, but he didn't. There you see the scan boon. It's so good. Once Savage got that kill. Obviously, it's not on replay, it's not working. But that allowed him to see, get wall hacks on all these low ground players. And I really like the way everyone can get this boon, because it's not just, you know, one broken medal and it's boring, but it still is an insanely strong boon. Very cool. I think they've done an amazing job this season, guys. I can't lie. Alright. 3 players left. 3v3. I'm going to switch to Mongrel here, because he's just getting in. I'm going to slow it down. He's able to jump out of there because he landed on the top of the cone. So that means he can just sprint over it, didn't have to mantle, do anything weird. He's looking for double this down. Takes nice turn peek, not jumping in. Playing it safe. One of the players do get knocked, so it is probably safe for Mongrel to get in there. Supporting, shooting. Go for the side jump here, looking for the kill. Doesn't get it. But wow, they played that amazingly. 4 kills for Mongrel, 4 kills for Mr. Savage, and 5 for Panzer. Overall, this trio is looking good. But let's see, how did they get earnings in the finals? Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Okay, we're in the finals, and let's see how Mongrel, Mr. Savage, and Panzer win this. They are contested by this team I don't know anything about, but that doesn't matter. Just because they're an unknown team does not mean they won't be able to defeat them. Alright, Mongrel gets the suppressed pistol like this, shoot through the window, and nice. It's an easy enough elimination. Guys, if you've been watching Mongrel streams, I haven't, but I've just seen that he has been grinding, and it shows. Mongrel is the definition of, you know, he puts in the hard work and it pays off, either it would be with his YouTube, gym, or now in Fortnite. It's clear that he's literally top tier again, and it's all just from the work he's putting in. I like this drop spot. It has a stuff truck. That means you can save the shields that you get from a spawn, and it just guarantees that you'll all be 200 shields really early, which is handy for if you get fought by third parties and other teams, and if you want to go W key quickly, because some situations players do that because of Surge and W key games. But let's just focus on stuff that's related to the finals. I think, let's have a look. Yes, Mr. Savage does get a kill here. I'm going to skip on and see what exactly he does. Good. So I do think they are aware of Surge, and maybe this is their route that they've chosen, because they're coming over here to look for shots on their team. Yeah, I don't think they're coming over here for loot. Yeah, Mr. Savage actually kills this guy. Let's see. Oh, Mongrel is closer. Let's first see Mongrel's perspective. He has the Void, and maybe what they did was they went into replays and saw this team's loot route, because now this guy is on his own, being cut off for 100 damage by Mongrel. Mongrel isn't scared. He's gonna go play aggressive on this. Luckily, he doesn't actually get shot there. I thought the other player would have got a bit of damage. He just have to be aware of his mats here. But to be honest, I don't think he's worried. He's a teammate. Mr. Savage just coming in. This is smart, by the way, to look around like that to scout for his teammates, this guy's teammates, third parties. And he sees no one, so he goes back to being on open here, pressuring, not worried at all about getting shot. And then let's see how Mr. Savage pressures here from a different angle, which is crucial. I like this too. He's weakening the wall before he gets there, just to increase efficiency and speed. But one thing that pros are really good at is that they're quick. They just get in there, get rid of you, and then they continue their game. And you'll see this, Mr. Savage is literally just on his box, and I know by the replay timeline that he's about to kill him insanely fast. So he doesn't get the wall, that's fine. He has control of this after placing. It's really important to get control, guys. If this guy Fuse Hyper does add on Mr. Savage, if he's really good, he could place a pyramid, go for a really clean peek, and Mr. Savage wouldn't be able to react in time with it. But it doesn't matter if he does that now, because Mr. Savage has control. Then if he does that, Mr. Savage, he can react quick enough. He can edit out the box and be safe. But I don't think that's about to happen. I think Mr. Savage is about to jump in here and get the elimination. Oh, don't tell me replay bugs. Okay, so Fuse Hyper goes for an insanely aggressive play. It doesn't pay off. Mr. Savage times the shot through the walls being built, and it looks like he's gonna wrap it up. Nice pyramid. Doesn't jump in, stays back in the box, just places the pyramid and gets the elimination. Really well done. Now, oh, the guy spammed him with the clown emoji. I don't think he was too happy with that death. I want to quickly see if anything happens in the mid game from anyone. No. So what we're going to do is skip to the end game, because that's the hardest part, most important place to learn things, and see how did Mongrel, Mr. Savage and Panzer become the first team to earn this season. Here, Mr. Savage, okay, I'm just going to say Mr. Savage's team instead of saying all the 3 names every single time, just to make our lives easier and mine. You see this rotate that they have to make an extremely hard one, and it's important to be aware here because we have a good team sitting up here on elevation that could laser, and not to say this team right beside them, but it doesn't look like they're focused on them, and I like the way behind the walls here can't get shot, and they're going to send these things forward to make this rotate much easier. You'll see here the difference between having the Void and using swords. The Void are able to literally throw forward, rotate with ease. The Festroki's and Cheatin's team has to use their mats, and lucky for them, Vidil are now rotating. But if they didn't rotate and just held them there, Cheatin's team could have got extremely scuffed. Thankfully, well, not thankfully, but anyway, let's focus on this is no cheating team. We're about reviewing Mr. Savage here because they win this game. Mongrel, is he just going to sprint this? Mr. Savage did get shot there. Let's see what's happening. Okay, Queasy, I guess he was just rotating and got shot. Mongrel, I like the fact that he's not greedy here. He could try and sprint all his way to get to Mr. Savage here, but it's just not worth it. This is an insanely stacked game, and you have 15 uses of the Void. If you're smart with them, you shouldn't run out of them too quickly. Alright, Mongrel uses the Void. Where is Panzer in this situation? Let me just check. Panzer is a little bit... Oh, he's a lot bit behind. Let's see what he does. Oh, is replay gonna bug and ruin this? Oh, replay. Okay, so it looks like he was able to get all the way to them. Yeah, it's actually such a nice rotation, and that allowed them anyway to now be in their box. The arm wood here, but that's because it's a temporary box. And if you do make a temporary box like this, you gotta be quick. You can't sit in here looking for refreshes, shooting opponents. You gotta sit in here and then just rotate. Honestly, you could try and risk it, but it's too risky. I think that's what we're going to see here. It looks like they're looking straight ahead, focusing on rotating, and that's exactly what they do. If you make a temporary box like that with wood, you just got to focus on rotating because it's too easy, especially in trios. A team could jump in there in about 1 second. Literally, if all the 3 of them spray the same wall, you're done for. They're in there to get the shock advantage on you and you die. But now you can see they're building in hands because this is not a temporary box. Who's not here? Mongrel isn't here. Is he behind here? Mongrel actually accidentally overshot his Void, and now he's in the middle of the ocean. He's kind of lucky here to not get lobbed by the whole team. I think he knows it's too risky to stay here any longer. So that's why he shoots it back at their base and Void. So you might think, oh, what a waste of mats. Yes, it was a waste of mats. But he probably would have died if he stayed here. If he tried to just be like, I use these mats, I want to not let them go to waste. But I would think he would have died if he stayed there. So yeah, smart play, made a mistake. It happens. But then he made a good decision to come back to his team. Here we go again. We've seen this before, using the Void, and the distance it gets you shocks me every time. But anyway, they didn't pull zone. They got unlucky, but they didn't let that stop them, and now they're about to pull off a really good rotate. There is an exclamation mark here on the timeline, so I'm about to see what's that for. What the fuck? I think we figured out what that was for. Man, NIP Oraking, that is a terrible name, and you know what, maybe that's why he died. Got absolute laser there, great aim by Mr. Savage's trio, and they even killed Queasy here because Queasy edited out on them, and honestly I think Queasy thought he was going to catch them out. that was definitely a misplay by Queasy there. First of all, he was on his own there. Fadil was busy doing something else, and he was letting out on the duo. And secondly, I imagine he didn't have enough awareness on where exactly in the box Mr. Savage and Mongrel were. Because if he did, he wouldn't have edited out of them when they were staring at him with shotguns. Very nice though. Mr. Savage's team taking down a very good trio. And this allows them to get an insanely good refresh, which definitely contributed and helped them get the win. Because Mr. Savage now wants to look at taking high ground, he starts building up in metal and making a strong base. Here he does a pre-edit that allows him to place this pyramid like this, which I guess it's useful, but I don't know why it's that important to do. But anyway, as you can see, he does do that. But one thing I would say is I guess it allows you to have nicer angles, more like a 360 degree angle or 270 degree on the whole lobby instead of just placing kind of rigid stairs. So that if it is an advantage, if it takes you too long, don't bother doing it, and don't lose focus by doing little things like that. Instead focus on the main things. But still, if you can do it quickly, I definitely wouldn't say no that it's a bad idea. Alright, they are in a good position here. Again, just like the game that they won in the final of the qualifiers that got them to the finals. And we don't, fortunately, again replay, we don't get to see what happened there, but it's fine. One thing to realize is because that refresh, Mr. Savage is insanely stacked on mats, which his teammates are probably stacked as well. Let's see, Mongrel has the exact same materials, Panzer also a lot of materials. And this is probably why they're going for height. This season you 100% shouldn't go for height if you don't have insane amount of materials. And that's exactly what Mr. Savage, Mongrel and Panzer do. And because it's trios and you can have so many materials like this, it's probably more viable to go for high ground earlier than before. Because in duos, if you went for height this early, I don't think it would work. 80% of the time, it would definitely not work. Alright, I hope you understand that. And you see there, they're being aware of the voids flying by. You have to be, because a team with ease could just suddenly land on you like this. That's exactly what's actually happening to them right now as I speak. Thomas HD, Fred and Tripburn land on them, but they don't go above them, and that was smart to Savage staring upwards. So then it allows them to get easy beams and already have the advantage. Because they got those beams, Mr. Savage can trust Mongrel and Panzer to keep defending high ground. It's like some type of Fortnite, or maybe there's a reason for that, but yeah, and also it's smart there now for Mr. Savage to spray where that fight went, because that is the player and the team that are looking to take it. And just like spraying second height, you always want to shoot the teams they are thinking of and look like they're going to take height off of you, because obviously that makes sense. They're your competition, they're the dangers to you. A void goes flying by. Honestly, we don't get to see what happens here, guys. I'm trying to do my best here. I hope you're learning a lot from this video, but replay mode is definitely making it harder. Panzer actually goes up onto ulti height for probably, again, two reasons. One, ulti height has always been useful because one team thinks the real height, which it actually isn't. They go to jump up on that, take out one after that, but then once they get up there onto the real height, they think it is. Because there's a guy in ulti that sprays down. Secondly, ulti is probably useful here because of the voids. Team fights up, thinks they're landing on you on height, but then once they fight, there's a guy above him, Panzer, that's gonna absolutely just shred them from above. We're just gonna watch this whole endgame through, guys, because I think I'll be able to tell you everything I learned from watching this right now. I want to switch to let's switch to Mongrel's perspective. Mr. Savage just got a lot of kills here. No, we're gonna stay on Mr. Savage because he just absolutely puffs off. And I saw clips. Mr. Mongrel was playing really good today, but maybe Mr. Savage was as well. I mean, you would think if he's popping off here with kills, but I think they all played well. And I will inform you later in the day, Mr. Savage actually played a cash cup on any East or any Central, and he won a game. So I don't know what it is, but Mr. Savage is just really locked in right now and absolutely dominating. Here we've seen it before again. They're throwing down their fights to actually second height, which I like, not just complete low ground in some shambles position, which is also something to be aware of. You don't just throw it down cluelessly. Here, a nice little tap out of Mr. Savage getting the right hand peak. Easy kill. Tayson, oh my, he's absolutely shredding everyone right now. But this is good. Mongrel giving him the match still out. Play out this end game. I guess actually I was saying how the Mr. Savage get his kills. We just saw a few of them there by simply just spraying down. So I'll skip through this, you know. At this stage, when people are on the height, it's always the same thing. You just keep tapping at your mats. Timing, I guess, is the most important thing here in the situation. Is your two teammates who are above with you, is that they don't drop down too early or too late. Damn, everyone really did get scuffed here on low ground. Comeback mixing. At this stage, it was just a really nice and easy win for Mr. Savage and Mongrel. Let's see here. Panzer drops down. Let's see what happens. He's really weak, 104 HP, so he might get killed here. Oh, he actually could have shot him there, but partially edited too quickly. Mongrel jumps on him here. It's a bit damage off, I think. Nice little side jump. Really clean. Goes into zone, but also placing these crosshair ratings the enemy is. Then I don't know what happens because replay glitched out in the last second. Rexer jumps on Mongrel actually and kills him, and there still is one more player alive here. It is Comeback, who I think has the heals, and then Trexer, I think, who has nothing and is just gonna die to storm. Simple enough. Savage does a good job here. Using the void, get into a safe position zone, and use the medkits to get the win.